reading the same comics and stuff like that. So it's amazing that we don't have more overlap. Oh, we lost RJ, or did we? Oh, did he leave or did I hit the wrong button? I forget. All right, Melitorious Comics, is your speaker working? Hello, Quantez?
Yeah, I'm here, sorry. Oh.
Yeah, it should be working now.
Okay, can you hear us?
Can you hear me now? Is there still a
I
lag?
can hear you. Can you hear us?
I hear you.
Okay, put all your links in the private chat so I could bring them out to the public chat. Oh, it looks like Marcus. But when you put the links in the private chat, I can click on them and bring them up. So what do you got for us? What are you pitching? Hello?
So I'm gonna pitch a comic I've been working on for years. I don't know why I'm lagging behind. It's weird.
Yeah. Put your links in the private chat so I could click on stuff and bring it up. Yeah, you got a big lag. I don't know. Maybe leave and come back. Maybe that'll fix it.
Yeah, it's about 5 seconds between us in there.
Yeah, this isn't working. I'm gonna bump you. You come back and maybe
okay, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. Okay, so if he comes back, maybe it'll reset. So does anybody want to come in and talk? I hope he resets that because, and this is the invite. So you guys talk until other people show up.
So if I could just actually say something.
Sure.
I just told you about putting up strips. My hope is that everyone who follows me on Substack, the hope is beginning in February, I'm going to put up one strip every 2 weeks or so and get it running like a serial. And then when I've got some stories finished, I'll reprint them and put them out in an actual physical comic.
Oh, cool. Are they going to be black and white like newspaper strips?
I'll probably have one that runs consistently in color, and then everything else will be in black and white.
So I hope Melitorious comes back. I don't want him to think I was kicking him out, but click on the invite and come on back. That goes for anybody. K-pop, you got a comic. Velvet Room, you got a comic. People, this is about everybody. So RJ, anything else you want to? Oh, Ashley, you still have something to say?
I was actually just going to say, there's a comic possibly in the works that I got a cover from Brian Balfour, and that's going to be a kind of callback to 80s slasher movies as its own revenge comic that's going to follow a woman coming back to find the like the masked serial killer who killed all their friends, and it's going to be like a kind of Scooby-Doo meets 80s slashers kind of idea.
Bring back Santa's Nuclear Winter Special. Get that funded. She needs that in her life.
I might actually give that a second stab soon. What I was thinking about doing was so I've got the first 4 pages, I think, drawn up. And so what I might do is I might commission the next 2, 3, 4 pages, get them lettered, and then have like a nice, find some way to get out, but have a nice big preview for it. And then maybe next time, closer to winter, I'll have, more enthusiasm built up about it and build my Substack.
Okay. Yeah, so that's good. For those of you who don't know, it was a Santa Claus after the nuclear apocalypse. Yeah. Like I said, Ashley and I are too in tune because I almost gave away something I didn't want to give away. Okay, come on back. Yeah. I wasn't putting you for good. I was just hoping that maybe we could reset. So come on back. Here's the invite again for anybody in the chat. And I'm pushing buttons and things aren't happening. So maybe it's me, but then you guys would be lagging too. RJ, before Quatez comes back, do you have anything you want to say, RJ?
No, I'm good. I'm here to. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm good. I'm here to hang. I kind of had to get my piece out real quick since I am at work. I get called any minute, but But yeah, thanks for having me on. I'll hang in the background if that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, 4 people, and if more people show up,
Sure, yeah. If it gets crowded, go ahead, boot me.
yeah.
Yeah, you can boot me too.
I
if you
wanted
want.
to first off, Cortez, turn on your camera because I'm just getting a blank screen. Second, call sign Orion. Like, is this just like the constellation Orion, or is this like a Greek mythology Orion, the hunter?
It's kind of both and neither. It's the main character. His call sign is actually Orion, and he's the leader of basically their equivalent of a Navy SEAL team. But yeah, that's the inspiration. But his real name is Orion, it's just his call sign. But he's the main character.
Well, when you call sign implies that it's not their real name, right? Like,
Right.
like what was his name in Top Gun? Maverick or something like that. We all know his real name is Tom Cruise.
No one wants to call him Pete Mitchell.
Is that his real name?
Yeah.
I'm every once in a while I say stuff that just horrifies people. It makes them. I've never seen Top Gun.
What?
I think the first one is so overrated, to be honest with you. The second one's good, but the first
Oh,
one.
wow.
You know who's not overrated? Cortez. How you doing? You still got the leg? I guess we do.
Hello?
I guess we got the leg.
Yeah, I'm gonna just switch to my my iPad and see if that'll make it better. I put the link in the
Okay.
chat though.
You're gonna you put the link. I already put the link up. So you leave it again and you're gonna try back on another device. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do because the lag is unbearable. Oh, okay.
Going plan B here.
So anybody else? See, that's the risk of doing an open invite, but it just means you two guys get more talk. A lot of people are instant messaging me. Yeah, can I come in and talk? I was like, yeah, it's an open invite, So
Why not?
Well, I'm wondering, John, how far along is Heroic Tales in terms of like how many issues have you got drawn up?
okay, so allowing me to shill on my own show. What a nice.
Sorry, you broke up there.
He's asking, how far along am I? So, Heroic Tales is about 45% done. Issue number 2 is about 45% done already. The Mary, it's 2 stories. It's the patriarch and another character, Mary Sue. The Mary Sue story is done. Just needs to be lettered. Renzo is fast at work. Matter of fact, he just sent me pages to approve. I can't look at them and split my concentration. So he says he's going to be done by the end of February. So, if Renzo is done by the end of February, that just means editing, and then I got the same guys who did the ads, the mock ads. I'm bringing all 3 of them back to do more mock ads, and then write up the letters page, and we're ready to go. So I'm hoping we could get this out pretty quick because I delivered in November, December, and if I could, I'm gonna give myself a big window just in case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you look like a miracle worker when you deliver beforehand. But I think it's smarter than getting all excited and making a promise that I can't deliver. So I'll say 6 months because that's what I did last time. I also have another comic in the works that all of a sudden it was slow, and all of a sudden it's cooking. Eddie is Doomed. Oscar just sent me the first page. Oh my God. It's so good. It's so good. I want to share it, but not now. This is you guys pitching. But that's what's going on with my stuff. And then I got another comic that I'd like to do it with Renzo. We've been talking about. I finished the research on the 3rd comic, but I didn't start the writing. But as far as scripts, I got a bunch of scripts for Heroic Tales. I'm just trying to people are popping in and popping out and stuff like that. So I keep getting distracted. But I'm going to spoil something because I am spoilerific. I can't help myself. So I'm finding a page because D.C. Miller says sneak peek of that first page. So you know what? That's how easy I am. So let me find it. And this is the rough pencils of the first page of Eddie is Doomed. So there you go, DC. You twisted my arm. So that's going to be the first page. And the premise of this is it's going to be an ad. So if you guys are familiar with old Marvel comics, when they had ROM, they showed the first page of ROM as an ad in all the comics. So this is the first page of The Doomed Earth, which is the comic Eddie is reading. But it's also going to be an ad in all of the comic books that Eddie's. So he's like, what's going on? Why is this ad? That bottom page is going to be, the fake writer, the fake artist, the fake editor, things like that. So that's the conceit of this comic, is that Eddie in the real world is reading this comic. And that's Big Brother. Just imagine the Watcher. And that there is the Doom Keeper just rising from the. And what does the Doom Keeper do? Well, he brings doomed because it's the doomed Earth. So I can't wait to see. Oscar is so freaking talented. I just want you guys to know that this was like a 20-page comic, and then Oscar got involved, and now it's going to be like a 30, 40-page comic. So he's so talented, so talented. Tonic Mole is drawing the real world, and Oscar is drawing the comic book world. I can't wait. I can't. And then Oscar's going to color the whole thing. And enough of me yakking. This third time's the charm.
I hope so.
Oh, nice. I would have felt really bad. So how are you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, this is great. The lag was killing me. I was trying to be polite, but that lag was killing me.
Yeah, it was atrocious.
Yeah. So let's see. Where's your link? I'm getting to be a big fan of Oscar. We should all be big fans of Oscar. Matter of fact, Oscar is coloring Rome Eternal for Magma Comics. I think issue 2 is going to be delivered. It's awesome. It's awesome. You know what else is awesome? Heroic Tales #1 is awesome. It's still available on Fun My Comics. Unbreakable Argonaut storefront still available on Fun My Comic. You sense a rhythm here. Promenade, a Takatsu inspired action adventure. This is new. Who's pitching this?
Oh, that's me.
Oh, that's you. Okay,
Yeah.
There we go. So that brings us to you then. So tell us about this.
So like I was saying, I've been writing this story since I was, I guess, in the 8th grade, but I got serious when COVID happened, and I was like, you know what, I got time, might as well just start doing some stuff. So I went to Reddit, found an artist unfortunately scammed me, took thousands of dollars.
Oh my God, you're
Yeah.
not the first person I heard about this, and this is serious, and this is why I will only work with people that, if Ashley recommends a guy or RJ recommends a guy, I'll work with that guy. But you know what? I'm happy with my little group of guys. Like Marcus, I would like to work with, in a fourth project. DC Miller, I would like to work. But you know what I mean? I haven't stuff. But oh my God, I'm too cheap. You want to hear what happened today? I'm off for 4 weeks. I'm on furlough, which is so great because I can't deal with the cold anymore. And I have a box of Heroic Tales that I bring to work. Every once in a while, the guy's like, let me buy a comic. I brought that home, fell asleep on the train, woke up in a rush, left that box on the train. I just saw about $60 worth of Heroic Tales. So guys, your Heroic Tales just became more valuable because I lost a box of Heroic Tales. I have no illusions that the Long Island Railroad is going to call me from the lost and found and return. I'm just going to move you around so we can see your face while we're talking about your comic. And again, I had a lot of coffee. You can tell I'm talking a lot. I just clicked on your thing and it said private. Is it okay if I show it?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
It's it won't be launching until March 1st, so we're still trying to work things.
Okay, so this is your comic, and tell us about your comic.
So I was that original, 90s kid when Power Rangers first came to America, and I was like, oh my gosh. And it just never went away, I love American comics.
Everybody loves
something
their
about
first
Power
car.
Rangers.
Everybody loves their first car. Everybody loves their first comic. That's how you could tell a real comic book fan. When they talk about their first comic and they just pontificate and go nuts.
Well, unfortunately, my first comic that I bought when I had some money, it was from Cub Foods when they used to sell comics in the grocery store, and I bought The Death of Ben Riley. So talk about like
Oh,
7-year-old kid being like seeing Ben Riley get trashed and thrown off a build. You know, Marvel really hated this guy for whatever reason. They just wanted to make sure that he was dead and not coming back. Then he turned into ashes and blew away in the wind in the last panel. And it just scarred me from comics for like 7 years.
yeah. And you're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Somebody dies? People don't die in comic books. Yeah. See, every real comic book fan knows their first comic, and like they can't wait till somebody asks them about it. You know, they'll talk about it forever. So tell us about this. So this is obviously inspired by Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Is that what you said?
Yes. So, it's inspired by Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, also superhero comics, and then just random anime that I just liked as a kid that just keeps popping back up throughout my life. So we have the main character of the comic. Her name is Zhao. She's an angel from heaven. She was a guardian angel, but decided she wanted to be a war angel and didn't do her job, and it directly involved the death of a human. So
this is her in the red right here, the red and the black.
Yes.
Cool.
And her punishment was that because she decided to not do her job, she has to get stuck inside of his body, and they have to fight monsters. Just cause.
Cool. We got an Oni looking figure over here, looking menacing in the background. And how do you pronounce her name? I'm terrible with foreign names.
It's Zhao, but I've been told that it's pronounced Zhao. Like
okay, Zhao,
with a J.
Okay. But cool. Her special move is the banishing blow. So this is total anime inspired with these special moves and special kicks and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I take it you found an artist who's not a scammer, and you
oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's good. Tez, Maggie Guzman, and Kraziel. That sounds like an angelic. Is that a demon or?
Yeah, I felt like if you're gonna do like demonic and angelic names, just add an EL on the end, makes it sound more official.
Yeah, literally. That's L. I think means of God. So, when you put EL at the end, that's why Superman was Kal-El. It was kind of a. That's why I say to people, that's why Superman is an angelic force. That's supposed to be good and hopeful, not deconstructed. Oh, cool. Pythosol.
Pythosol. I combined two words. I think it was Pythos and Colossal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he reminds me of a Dragon Ball Z type character.
Yeah, that was designed by the old guy who actually ended up taking my money, and that was all he did. Like, he kept having excuse after excuse. He was like, "Oh no, I'm sick with COVID. No, my wife is sick with COVID. No, my son is sick with COVID. My partner, he's sick with COVID." I was like, "Come on, man! Like, not everybody can just be dying."
Well, this is what I do. And I'm not telling anybody how to run their business, but what I do is, you send me a page, I download the page into my file, and then I pay you instantly. You know what I mean?
That's how I do it.
I don't pay people, especially new people.
Well, that's how I do it when someone I don't know.
Yeah, you pay them by the page. You know what I mean? Like, if maybe they don't trust me, so like I'll pay them like one page in advance or something like that, just to build a little bit of trust. But I'm using the same guys. You know what I mean? We're working together, so like I hate to say it, but I forgot to pay one of the guys, and he brought it up after like a month. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed that you had to," But he was like, "I know, you forgot. You're good." I just want to say Brian Christow's here. He has a great comic, Six Gun Gorilla. It's absolutely fantastic. Brian, where can we get Six Gun Gorilla? It's still available. I think it's Indiegogo. It might also be on Fund My Comic, but I'm not joking. I just read this a couple of weeks ago. It's to me, it's new to me, so it's one of the best new crowdfunded comics of the year. That and Band of Crows. Oh my God, so good, so good. Oh, we lost somebody. We lost Ashley. All right. So keep talking. And Monumental Comics, are you going to come in? So what else you got to say about your comic?
So it's pretty tongue in cheek. That's the right down here. This is the bonus story that you actually get. I wrote it when I was deployed. I thought about it when I saw these Girl Scout cookies just kind of laying around. I was like, man, what kind of Girl Scouts would deliver cookies to a combat zone? And I was like, well, what if they had an A-10 Warthog that they flew around and it turned into a giant robot and they fought monsters from space? So that story right there, it comes with every physical copy of Promenade you're going to get. It's called 123 TGST, or 1st and 23rd Tactical Girl Scout Troop.
Yeah, make sure you pay these Girl Scouts for the cookies.
Yeah, they still have to they still have to make their quotas, but they also need to fight these frog aliens that are trying to drink up Earth's water supply.
Oh, frog aliens. Yeah, I hate that. So is your comic black and white? Is it, because I see color images and I see black and white images?
So originally, we had it all color. Like what I try to do with crowdfunding is I try to, if I'm gonna make you wait for a comic and things like that, then I want to actually have it finished or somewhat complete, so that way, you're actually getting something on the level. Like you're not waiting 6 years, 8 years, whatever. And but then I noticed some inconsistencies when we had it colored and we had everything. Like my artist, who's my friend now, he, the artist that I found after the first guy, it was like inconsistent with the page layouts and stuff. So I was like, hey man, we got to redo this because this isn't quality work. So I told him to put everything, redraw everything and put it in A4. So I don't want to pay for another cut. I don't want to pay the colorist again for work that the colorist already did on the original version. So I'm probably just going to put the original version on like Global Comics or something like that, because it's already done technically. But this A4 version is kind of new, touched up art, because he wasn't as good as he is now because I broke him with this book. And that version will be the one that you actually get, like updated art, updated colors, and things of that nature.
Cool. So is this campaign is available now, or is this pre-launch?
This is just pre-launch. This is all the behind the scenes stuff. Me and my business partner, we're trying to figure out how to work Kickstarter because I have no idea what I'm doing.
You know what? I'm with you on that. I did a series of videos called Crowdfunding 101, and Edward, and I always say his last name wrong, Lillard. He and I just talked because he wants to do a crowdfunding. So I was just like, I'm just going to tell you as I learn it. And again, I'm not an expert. I did one campaign, but I did everything, hired the artist. I wrote the comic, hired the artist, got a pre-press guy. I didn't even know there was pre-press was a step when I started the comic. I mean, things like that. Hired guys to do logos, hired guys, and then I got the comics printed, got them shipped to my house, and then sent them out. So it's just a learning curve. You know what I mean? Like you're never going to be 100% prepared. I don't know. Maybe like the Graham Nolans are prepared. This guy's a pro. You know what I mean? You or I were going to have to do it a few times to anticipate. I mean, I also had 2 surgeries during my campaign, so what you got to do is just give yourself plenty of time and be transparent. I think that the audience is pretty forgiving as long as you're upfront, but the thing is, you're going to have eyeballs on your first campaign. I had people that said, I like your comic looks good, but I didn't back it because this is money and you didn't prove yourself yet. And then I had a bunch of people say, I'm going to back on issue 2 because you put out so be prepared for that too. You know what I mean? So my point being is don't get discouraged if you launch. You're like, I didn't get the numbers I wanted. There's probably people going, times are tough right now. I'll back if this guy produces an issue number 1, I'll be there for issue 2. And I've done that myself to other people. Argo Comics, Argoverse Comics. Sorry, my internet dropped. If the guests stay out during the night, I'll tag back in, but leave the phone. Okay. Yeah. All the way from Ireland, and I don't know what's going on. Last night I kept freezing up. So if anybody was watching me last night. So what else you want to say that I keep talking over you? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So this book, I like to say it's for older kids, but there's mild sexuality. Like there's no nudity or anything like that. But I thought it would be funny because the angel, her body, like her, what she's wearing now, the red jacket and the black pants, is like her physical corporeal body. And when they transform, because they have to fuse together, and then they turn into this, super version with the scarf and the helmet and stuff. That's actually her body. So I thought it would be a fun joke to, put her in like a bathing suit because she has no clothes because they're literally covering his body so he doesn't die. And so they switch places inside of, when they're fighting, they switch places. So when she's inside of the suit, then, the body has a more feminine shape. That was one of the pictures down there. But he's in like a bathing suit from like the 1940s. So I just thought it would be a nice play on it, but there's no cursing. There's no blood. It's just, lots of punching through buildings and cars and destruction.
That's all fun stuff. Explain the title. Promenade, a tokusatsu inspired action adventure. I don't know. I know what those words mean, except for, but I don't know what they mean put together. And if I'm asking this question, then the potential backers are going, what exactly is this about? So there you go.
Okay, so tokusatsu, that's any Japanese production where they, where there's Kamen Rider, Super Sentai. If it's a live action and they're shooting guns or powering up or doing poses, it's tokusatsu. And
I would explain that I'm sure everybody who's Japanese or a big manga fan would know, but guys like me, I'm like, what does this word mean?
Okay.
I would explain that somewhere. You want to make sure that the backers know everything. Or put, a frequently asked questions or something like that.
Okay. I never thought about that.
Yeah. That's why I use small words that people can easily understand.
And then promenade is, I just like words. I mean, like there was a song by this group called Motion City Soundtrack, and they had a song called Promenade. And I was like, hey, I should name a story that. And that was back when I was like 15. So
the
I
word
just kept the title.
It just rolls off the tongue. It is a pleasant sounded word.
Yeah, it's just the long way to say, prom. Like, hey, you want to go to the prom with me? Well, yeah, it's the promenade. So I like the word. I like naming stories that have nothing to do. Like I like word titles that have nothing to do with the actual story, because it's, like it creates an element of mystique. Like, what does this mean? I need to read it.
So is this a one shot? Is this a continuing story?
Oh, this is going to be super continued. Like I've already written 7 issues. The only thing that I'm waiting on is I'm just waiting on my artist, because
this is gonna sound bad, but it's quicker to write a comic than to draw a comic.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think I'm hurting anybody's feelings by saying that. So yes, if I could speak art into existence, I would be up to issue 10 by now. But Renzo is amazing. My artist Renzo Rodriguez, and he can only draw so fast, and he has other commitments too. I it's too much responsibility to be his sole source of income. I don't want to be his only comic book guy. You know what I mean? I want him to spread around the work, just to keep the pressure off of me.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why I started drawing my own pages too. I started doing the layouts and all these designs, the original designer who took the money, he got them from me because I designed them, and then I was like, hey, draw them in your style. And then he did. But then Archie, my artist, he went and drew them in his style, and then everyone was like, hey, wow, that's you? And I was like, no, he just draws exactly like me. So it was just like a perfect match.
it's funny because everybody says the same thing to me is wow, I didn't know you were such a good artist. I'm like, well, I'm not. That's Renzo Rodriguez. I can't draw to save my life, but I made a comic book, so you drew this. No, I didn't draw it. But what one of my family members, like not immediate family, but he was like, that's not right. You can't draw. What are you doing? I'm like, dude, where did I say I'm drawing? He got all like mad at me on Facebook. Like. Thanks for making it private. Thanks for bringing up, And second off, where does it say I drew this? You looked at something and made an accusation, And I never got an apology. But then again, that's the way it works. So you drew your characters out, gave it to your artist, and then your artist transformed them into the finished product.
Yep, he wasn't very confident in himself in the beginning, so he was like, "Hey, let's go 50-50." And I was like, well, that's what I'm paying you for. But he was like, if you draw the layouts and everything, then I'll do this. So I was literally doing the layouts the way I saw it in my head. And then I was scanning them in to him. And then he's like, oh, wow. And then, ever since then, he just started doing stuff on his own. And I was like, that's trash. Redo it. But, now he knows now. So, we have a nice fine balance where he'll be like, yeah, that part in the script, that's stupid. I'm rewriting it.
Oh, I'm showing, I want to show, because I do the same thing. I send Renzo and Oscar sketches and then they make it good. So so keep talking. I'm trying to find a good one that I could show.
Also, I had to do an alternate cover. There's going to be actually 4 covers to this comic, where I'm having my colorist try to mess around, trying to do a metal cover, because I saw someone else's campaign had a metal cover, and I was like, man, that would be really, really sweet to have. And so I've commissioned different artists. I put up some on my Twitter. An artist from the second story that I'm going to crowdfund, he actually did a cover for this book, and I had Archie, the artist of this book, do a cover for his story. So I have my my 4 guys that I always work with because I can trust them. I know and they'll do good work. But like I call them on Kickstarter, I call them booby comics because it's pretty much just like boobs, and that's what they try to draw you in with. So
yeah,
I had to do an alternate cover where I'm like, I don't want to do it, but I have to get eyes on the book somehow. I got to stand out.
I'm trying to find, I don't think it's here, but the original drawing of the Patriarch, my character, I'm trying to look for it to show you what I sent to Renzo and then what he turned it into, but it's not there.
Yeah, I have about 4 finished books because I just kept going. Like during the lockdowns, I was like, well, my unit doesn't need me at work, so I'm just gonna find people to make comics. Oh, so I just kept going.
What branch of the military are you?
Branch? Oh, Army.
Oh, okay. And you're still active now?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Raven. I this is what I drew. And then see if I could find what Renzo actually drew. But so that's how I draw. I just think that's funny, And then I will show what Renzo actually turns it into, if I can find it. But same thing. I like to. Oh, perfect. So this is what a real artist does with my horrible scribblings. Is it there? No, it's not there. So you see the difference between what I drew and what Renzo is capable of drawing. Is it any wonder this is the guy that's drawing my book instead of me? So there you go. I wish Ashley was still here, but this is. Because we both have a character named the Raven. But there you go. So I like it because I have these characters, like in my mind, that is literally what was in my mind. But my brain can't make my hands draw those things, you know. And Oscar,
Same here.
my he's doing the Eddie is Doomed. He just said a good thing that, like, he goes, there's people that are talented. He goes, but talent just means they do it faster. And that was very encouraging. You know what I mean? Like, he said, you could learn to draw. He goes, but a talented person, yeah, just they have a talent. That doesn't mean like you need this magical talent to draw. You're just gonna have to work and work and work. But a talent, you know. So I was like, that's kind of encouraging. So I think I would like to draw. You know, I used to love it as a kid.
Oh yeah, I went to college for art, specifically for animation, because J. Scott Campbell, he had said, if you want a good foundation in physics and anatomy, you know, go to college for animation, and you know it'll provide you with a pretty solid, you know, foundation. And so I started animating. I was like, man, this is lame. I really I can't stand doing this, and I dropped out. And I was like, I'm just gonna make comic books. I mean, that was like 15 years ago, but still, like, I never forget the feeling when I started having to animate. I was like, you want me to make this move? That's lame.
I don't know. Well, that's what you get for listening to a comic book artist.
I know.
So what made you join the military?
Lack of opportunity. I mean, at that time in 2009, like, you know, they were telling us when I went in 2006, they were like, yeah, Disney's going to be looking for people. So this is the best time to hop in the animation field. And we were feeling all good. Then we graduated and the economy bottomed out. And it was like, well, I can't be an art teacher. I can't be a chef. I can't. So my only other option is, you know, serve the country. So I did. And it wasn't really that bad.
So you've been in since 2006?
2009.
2009. My brain. 2009. So pretty good.
Yeah.
So I guess
got
you
out in 2014. Then I came back after I was a regular guy, and I was like, man, I can't stand being a regular guy again. I got to get back in there.
I had a friend that was a Marine, and he did that for like 6 years. Came back, and I met him when he came back, and he was like, I don't like this. I don't like, and he joined the Navy, and he was just like, this is easy. You know, he had to go to boot camp and everything like that. And, you know, he was wearing, you're allowed to wear all your previous, I don't know what I'm going to say the wrong word, medals and medallions.
Yeah, the medals, your awards.
Yeah. So he was allowed to wear all that. So he's going in boot camp. He says, so the drill sergeant's just going down. It's something different in the Navy. I know that. But he's going down and he's yelling at that guy. And he yells at this. And he comes up to Ed. And he sees everything, and he goes, "What's this?" He goes, "I was in combat, sir." He's Mogadishu. He goes, "I can't yell at you. I've never been in combat." And he just, you know, just went to the next guy. So he's still in the Navy as far as he just likes it. Some people, you know, are you going to go for the military pension?
Oh yeah, 5 more years, and then I'm gonna I don't know. That's why I'm trying to crowdfund now, so that way I get a name out in the community, and
right.
And then once like people are like, oh wow, this guy's actually serious, and then I plan to, you know, just use my retirement to, you know, supplement making comics with.
I got to. This is strange. You're in the military. Like, do you have like a permanent home where you could have a big comic book collection?
I don't.
That's how little I know. You know.
You don't, because you move around so often.
Yeah.
But I have a long box out in the shed of comics that I started buying from 2018 when I got back into comics again. And it's just sitting there. And now my weekly pull list is not as good. It's just about Ultimate Spider-Man and X-Men. That's pretty much it.
Oh, RJ, do you still get new comics?
Yeah, I basically just back indies though.
Same.
It's a shame neither one of you guys walk into like a new comic book, you know, comic book store, get some stuff from the comic book store.
I do every now and then for basically research. The ones near me, they're like gaming stores now. You know, like 50% or more of the store is dedicated to games.
What got me back into the stores, you know, Oscars did the color for Rome Eternal, so I went to my and they didn't have it. I still had to order it from Discount Comic Book Service. You know, I was trying to support the local comic stores, but the guy said, he goes, I can't take risks. You know, they're doing a razor thin profit margin, so that they don't, you know, if they don't know the comic, they're not going to get it. So like, I understand, but I was disappointed at the same time. Again, we got 100 people watching. If anybody wants to pop in and pitch their comic, that's what it's all about. I don't mind talking to people. I'll talk. I'll fill the time. So, Cortez, is that your actual name?
Yeah.
How do you say it? Am I saying it wrong?
So it's just anything goes. My mom didn't want me to be a junior from a normal name, so she's made one up on the spot. So it's Quatez, but you can say Quartez, you can say Tez, you can say Q.
Oh, wow. Tez. I could see, right? Everybody's got a short nickname, right?
Yeah, I named my own character after myself because, I mean, somebody has to share in my misery.
Cortez. It's an interesting name. I was going to ask you the etymology. I'm into names, so but it's a made up name.
Yeah, she just put two things together. I would have been a Vincent, you know, that would have been nice.
That's my dad's name. Nothing wrong with Vincent.
Exactly.
It's funny. Growing up, my family called my father Vincent, but work called him Jimmy. So if the phone ever rang and asked for Jimmy, we would say, "Oh, he's not home. He's at work," you know. But if they called for Vincent, it's like that, or Vinny. So there you go. Little strange tidbit of information. RJ, anything you want to pitch? I'm giving people. I was planning on like giving everybody 5 minutes. I thought there was going to be a rotating cast of characters because people are like, this is a great idea. I want to be there, and then they get camera shy. So
I don't know if we got to. I don't know if we got to show people the 3D printed miniature there. Links in the private chat. I could post it again if you want. For the visual learners out there. It's the one that says F-26 Aerostar at the end of the link, second from the bottom there.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't put it in. I will bring it up. Cool. Yeah, I want everybody to show off whatever they got. I will making sure I'm hitting the right buttons because I'm notoriously bad at this kind of stuff. So this is, excuse me. Okay, 3D printed little ships. Cool.
Yep. I'll paint them if you want. Some glow in the dark. I know some people like to paint their own, especially if you're like, you know, into Warhammer and stuff like that. Also, there's an opportunity to pre-order the book. So yeah, pretty good deal.
Cool. How did you get these sculpted?
I just artist on Twitter with a 3D printer.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Because I don't know if you saw, but I have a 3D sculpt for the Patriarch. That was risky because I didn't know these people at all, and I paid them up front, and then it was like 6 weeks. I was like, dude, where's my file? Mm-hmm. You know, I thought I got scammed, you know, but it turned out to be pretty good. My buddy's printing them out as we speak. You know, he's that's his hobby, 3D printed stuff. When I told him I had a file, I was like, send me the file. You know, so I'm hoping by next week I'll have little, you know, a mini version for like a board game, and then like a 5-inch, and I'll paint them. There you go. I just see another link. This is yours, Cortez?
Yeah, that's my second comic that will be crowdfunding hopefully in October.
Okay. I'll bring that up. Okay.
So this one I had to hide it behind a paywall because, you know, I've sat on these comics for at least 4 years now.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's it. It's just this page. I was going to scroll down. So what is this called? Canceled Passion?
This is Canceled Passion Project. I wrote it obviously when, you know, cancel culture was a thing, and I wanted to make a social parody about it.
I thought it was your passion project and you canceled it.
Oh, no. Like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why that link only has one page. Like it should be the rest of the comic, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is all I'm getting.
Okay. I'll have to fuddle around with the Global Comics link. But basically it's about a girl, she gets canceled because of a rumor that her friend actually, her friend did something to a Hollywood exec. And oh, there we are.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. I have to hit a button. Okay. There we go.
And they had a hit TV show on the CW. It was called Punching the Patriarchy. And
I take umbrage with that term because my character's the patriarch.
It's patriarchy.
So they, I mean, there's a lot of like very, very satirical. Like if you were watching any kind of TV show from 2018 to 2022, you would be able to like look at these jokes and be like, wow, this is ridiculous. But I just wanted to make fun of, pop culture and cancel culture as a whole. This guy, I hope that Danny DeVito is still alive. If this ever gets animated,
to do the voice
of this guy is a corrupt, slimy Hollywood producer. His name is Harvson Epstein.
Okay.
And he, he's like, hey, your characters are going to die off in an ambiguous explosion, but if we can arrange some things and they won't die, but they end up turning down the deal. So he sends out a thing so that no one in Hollywood will hire them anymore.
Just like what happened with Mia Sorvino. She refused Harvey Epstein's advances and he killed her career right after she won an Oscar in that Woody Allen movie.
And I just thought that was so ridiculous. So I ended up was like, well, what if the people in Hollywood were like monsters? Like they were wearing human suits and stuff. And
I don't think you're too far off. So another true story.
Here we go. So she gets canceled and she appears on this was basically the Gina Carano story. Like I was invested in that whole drama that she had with Disney and stuff. And I was like, let's do that, but also with Power Rangers. So they get a mysterious text from a guy who was like, hey, I can make you guys famous again. All you got to do is wear these earrings and these shades and go fight monsters in Hollywood that are hiding. And, we'll just live stream it the whole time.
Interesting premise. So I'm guessing that you're very inspired by Japanese cartoons.
Kind of. It's just I don't know if it's my wheelhouse. It's just like I would love to find like a person who draws like Western style or superhero comic style, because I would love to do a superhero comic, but a lot of times I find people whose rates are so, I got 5 kids. I can't afford like $100 and something a page. So usually the manga artists or stuff.
I got 5 different comics I'd like to work on right now, but I just can't, unless my next comic makes $200,000.
Yeah,
I hear you. It's a very real concern. But this looks fun. I just realized I'm giving away your whole comic.
No, it's fine. Like if people are gonna want to buy it, they'll do it. I mean, I just want people to like read it and have fun. I think that's what comics should be about. Is sharing your comics. You're like, oh man, did you read that one? And it's just so cool. People talking and making speculation on what's gonna happen next and stuff, while you, the creator, are like, yeah, I know what's happening, but you don't.
Yeah. So it's 8:15. I just realized the time. At 8:30 on my channel, I'm gonna do It's Clobbering Time. So I'm gonna stop this down now. Anything, RJ, you're still here, Cortez, anything you guys want to say that you didn't get a chance to say before I close this down, eat my dinner, and then do It's Clobbering Time?
No, not me. I just go ahead and subscribe to that Substack, get updates on the project, get a free pop socket. Why not?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Cortez?
Hey guys, you can catch me on...
What rank are you?
Oh, E6 Staff Sergeant.
Okay. When I was a kid, man, my father was in the Navy, and he would show us pictures of he was in the Korean War, and I was just obsessed with ranks. Everybody thought I was going to go into the military, but I guess I was just too lazy, and then I got too fat. But I would take a painter's tape and put like sergeant bars and and make ranks and stuff, and then I started watching Star Trek, and then I made the little, like. Because it was ranks. There was commanders and lieutenant, I don't know. But it's funny because once I started, getting older and meeting real military people, I always thought like you had to, like you were a king. Like if I was the sergeant and I went to the lieutenant or the corporal rather, if I was the sergeant, went to the corporal and gave him an order, he had to do it. Otherwise it was like, you know what I mean? Like when I was working at a bar and all the guys, they were ex-Marines, all the bouncers, they were just like, sometimes you just like look at the guy and be like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean you have to? It's the rule. It's like you join like the monarchy or something. But
no, that's the bell. I gotta run. But see you guys.
Oh, see you. Well, I gotta run. Okay, Henry's asking, what is Clobbering Time? It's Clobbering Time is it's a show I do every Friday night. It's an open invite, so everybody, I'm gonna put a link when I go there. It's just a separate stream. And we talk comic characters. We argue friendly arguments over who. You remember when we were 12 years old, we went to the comic book store and some jerk said that Batman could beat up Spider-Man, and you went, no way, Spider-Man. Oh, we got people in the back.
Yes, my child.
No way Spider-Man can beat Batman. And and we did that at the comic book shop. That we got our comic books, we went home, and it was just fun. Ben Grimm could beat up the Hulk. No, the Hulk beats. So that's what we do here, because we can't all come to my house to do it in person. So Henry, that's what It's Clobbering Time is. It's at 8:30. So I'm gonna stop this now and finish my dinner, and then be refreshed for It's Clobbering Time. Thanks a lot, Cortez. I'm gonna put up your link one more time. So I wish you success. When do you said you're gonna launch in February?
March the 1st, Lord willing.
1st. Yes, it's on this channel later. It's on this channel at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So little less than 15 minutes. And if you don't come on, you'll have to hear Kin and you can't even spell my name. You hear me, and Marcus is the co-host usually, and Marcus is like the encyclopedia of comic books. So
it's still on. Okay, Daddy.
That's cute. Do your kids read comics?
Yes, I got them a Shazam. Well, actually, I got myself a Shazam comic with art by Dan Mora, and then now it's their Shazam comic now. So
there you go. That's the way it is. Well, that's good, because got to get them interested in comics, because there's no kids reading comics anymore. So I appreciate that. But I really got to go. Thanks a lot, everybody. And I don't know the next time I'll do Pitch Black. Maybe I'll do it once a month. So there you go. All right. Thanks a lot. I wish everybody success on the 3 guests that came on tonight. I hope your comics do well. I want everybody's comic to do well. There's enough money in America for people to buy comics. Don't be jealous of other people's success. Learn from their success. That's the way I'm going to look at it. All right. So good night, everybody. I'll see you in 10 minutes now. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Thank you.